today I'm going to walk you guys through how you can build a home service-based business, how you can run it virtually, how you can scale to, ideally 20K a month in the next several months, and you can stack monthly recurring revenue. And we can get you some of that passive income that doesn't exist, but it kind of does, especially in this model. And I'm going to walk you through that. So first and foremost, breaking down what it is. I got to move my big head here. It's building your own service-based business. You got to pick a niche. And I know this seems like redundant and extremely simple, but the reason why this is important is you want to pick something that is an issue today. It will be an issue tomorrow, and it will be an issue 3 years down the line, and that you can solve it every step of the way, right? So like one that I'm thinking off the top of my head is, if I can type, is landscaping. And the reason why landscaping is solid is, now remember, we're not sending you out to actually go mow lawns. We're not doing that, right? What we're doing is you get a lead, you sell the job, and then you have someone that you send to fulfill on that job, right? So you don't need to buy any of the equipment. There's not a ton of startup costs, which is good, right? But the reason why landscaping is a good one is it's recurring, right? There's like, with absolute certainty, the grass today, once you cut it, it's probably going to grow tomorrow, and it's going to need to get cut again. So then you have clients that you can get on retainers, right? And they have no issue with paying for a recurring service. So in this example, this is just an example, we're going to use landscaping, right? Once I know what I want to do, we're going to get right into the meat and potatoes of this whole thing. I want to make the LLC and get EIN, right? So for me, it's different. I'm in Florida right now, right? So let's just try and come up with a name here. I want to do, what's a good name here? Big Brain Lawn Services. Wow, it's going to be, I don't know what I'm doing. Big Brain Lawn Services, right? So I got to go to your state database, essentially, where you can get an LLC. This is where it's going to be different, right? But I'll walk you through this. And go into search records. And in here, come on. Let's see if we can get it. Big Brain Lawn Services. See, so it's available, right? I can literally take that name, pay to get the LLC through my state provider, right? From there, once I have my name, that's going to spit out my articles. I think it's called Articles Organize. I can't spell, dude. I didn't graduate college. If this bothers you, don't watch my videos. From there, you get your articles of organization. Right now, this is simple. This does not take a ton of time. Anyone that tells you they're still working on creating the LLC is a reject. Okay, it's not that hard to do, bro. I've done this several times now. Once you have your articles of organization, you want to get your EIN. Right, you get your EIN through the IRS. Get EIN. Go into here. Boom, snap, pow. I'm not going to do it because I've already done it. But you go through here, and you can, I'm not like your accountant in this regard, but I'm just showing you what I did, right? And the reason why you need an EIN, and the reason why this is important, is you need a business bank account, right? So you can actually hook your business bank account up to a payment processor, and it's just going to be a lot easier. At least it is for me come tax season, right? So far, we have our niche, we have our name, we got our articles of organization, we made the LLC, and now we get an EIN. Depending on where you're at and how you do it, I've had EINs take time, like up to a week. I've had EINs come back instantly. It's weird. I don't really know how it works. Once you get the EIN, you get a business bank account. So I would just literally go into Chase, you get a business bank account. You can do it online as well, as long as you are the only person on that LLC. So if you do this business with a friend, you both need to go to that bank in person to open up a business bank account, right? Now from there, get business credit. I can't spell, dude. Business credit. So what I've done literally every single time I started these businesses, I get the same exact card every single time. I get the Chase, I think it's the Chase Business Inc. Unlimited. That's the one that I use. You'll get like maybe a 20K limit on it. And then if you spend 3K in the first 3 months, I think it's $3,000. $3,000 in the first 3 months, you get like 1,000 points. And there's no annual fee. It's an absolute win. It's 0% interest for 12 months. You're literally getting free money, technically. Not financial advice, however, but it's interest-free money that you can use to, acquire clients, run marketing campaigns, all that stuff. You get cash back on money you would have spent either way. So right here, I'm going to shamelessly plug my referral link down in the description. You should use it because you get more and I also get more. So it's cool. It's great. If you don't want to use it, that's cool too. So once you get the Chase Business Inc. Unlimited, right? Then you can start actually putting on like expenses, for example, right? So for example, what are you going to need? You're going to need a CRM. You're going to need, we're going to kind of go back up here. You're going to need, why are we on 9? Hold up, guys. And we're going to need leads. We're going to need people, right? So for the CRM, there's different ways you can go about it, right? People use Jobber. People use House Call Pro. People don't use CRMs, right? But CRMs are expensive, dude. Like I pay $700 a month for mine, right? And that's House Call Pro. Jobber, it seems to be relatively the exact same almost. I think Jobber might be a little bit cheaper. Up to you there, dude. I just like House Call Pro. I don't mind paying a little bit more for it just because me and my team are familiar with it, right? So you get a CRM, and a lot of times there's like promotional discounts. If I have anything that can help you get a discount, I will put a link to it in the description. It is my referral link. I will make something off it. If that upsets you, do it yourself and pay more. That's fine too. So get a CRM. From here, we have the options House Call Pro. And we'll say Jobber. I mean, you could do, go high level if you really wanted to. You can go no CRM. No CRM like a badass, right? You could do that too. That's up to you, man. Now leads, right? You got to set up a way you can actually get leads. I'm going to make my head bigger. There we go. Got to find out a way you can actually get leads. So if you think about it, right, for, big brain lawn services here, how would clients more than likely find my business? Like, what would they do? Right? They would probably go on Google. They'd be like lawn services near me. And it's probably what they type in. And, who's this guy? Neves Lawn Care? I don't know how they're popping up. But let's see. And then, boom, they click get phone number, right? What I just showed you is a Google local service ad, right? GLSA. That is what we want to set up. Now, transparently, how it works is when you use GLSA, they're going to get you like phone leads, message leads, email leads. I'm not a big fan of the email leads. Anything email, dude, me and my team were just not very good with. So we use the phone leads and the text leads. Now, you can literally just type in, set up a Google local service ads account, and there's some verification steps that you need. Now, you will need a place like an address that you can record a video in front of, and then you will also need a business card with your business information on it, right? So I'm going to need Big Brain Lawn Services. Nate Morrissey is the owner, my cell number on here, and a quick side note. For your business line, you can use what's called Open Phone. You can use Open Phone, you can use Google Voice, you can use Ring Central, right? Open Phone is pretty decent in my opinion. I don't think this is Open Phone, is it? Okay, yeah, it is. So Open Phone just pretty much gives you a different number that is not your personal cell phone. I think that's helpful, especially with running a business, dude. You don't want to be at dinner with some girl that you like, and all of a sudden you're getting calls dealing with clients, customers, that whole nine. So just separate it early, right? So you get a business phone number. You're going to take that business phone number and you put it on that business card for the GLSA verification, right? That video you have to take. And, it will teach you when you do it. They'll say like what you have to do. That can take some time, but Google is a really good platform to get leads from, right? So once we have a CRM, once we have leads, people, we need some business insurance, right? Now for this one, literally you can use like ChatGPT for most of this, dude. I use Hiscox. I have no, name's kind of weird. I have no affiliation with them like whatsoever. I just use them because that's what I was told from a guy who also has a business as well. So you can do whatever you want to do there. Like I said, use ChatGPT. Just get liability insurance and you can choose how much you think or don't think you need. From there, you need people. I need people to mow lawns. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go Indeed. I could go TaskRabbit, right? I could go any other hiring platform in the possible world where I can find talent. And I want to find those people. I'm going to post a listing, right? Let's say I will pay $20 an hour for someone to mow lawns. They already have all that equipment, right? What I want to look for when I hire people is they are already doing the thing that I sell. So I know they're good and I know the fulfillment's rock solid, especially at the start, dude. You can't bring them right away because you cannot afford it in-house. So you want to make sure they're rock freaking solid off the bat. You're not getting angry customers. You want to deliver a great service and you want to sign these people on, not like sign them, but you want them to be recurring clients. Every time they need their lawn mowed, they need landscaping done, they call you. That's how we want it to be, right? So you want to make sure they're good at what they do and they have freaking experience. I don't want to hire some dude who, seems like he's going to be a killer, but he's never mowed a lawn. That guy sucks. Don't want him, right? So hire people that have experience and they're already doing the thing that you sell, right? From there, you have your business insurance. We already mentioned that earlier. Everything else up until this point, you're pretty much good to go, right? You have your EIN, you have your articles of organization, you have liability insurance, you have a business account, you have a CRM that can process payment, right? That's why I use, House Call Pro. Another one too, I'll say this, if your CRM does not allow you to process payment, you can use Square, which is really good. I use Square as a payment processor too. No affiliation with them. I just think they're good at what they do. Now you also have a payment processor as well. So you are good to go. Now, what you can do, you can turn on your GLSA once you pass your verification. You'll start to get inbound leads. Another thing that you can do is set up a place like Home Guide, it's called. It's, like a kind of like an Angie's List. I'll throw this in there. Home Guide. You can throw that in. I mean, that's something we're kind of experimenting there. You can also run Google Ads. So you can literally run Google Ads. And that is like a freaking whole nother video in itself, right? But you can run Google Ads and you can actually run them profitably. You can run all these channels profitably because we quite literally do it now. So those are going to be your lead platforms. Now, another one that you can do, because you're going to have time, your business is going to start slow. They're going to see, Joe Schmo's lawn care on there, and not a ton of people are going to click on it, and that's okay, right? So what you can do in the meantime is you can try and hook some big fish, right? And that is going to come from cold outreach. Oh, I can't type, dude. Cold outreach to big clients, right? Call freaking schools, like all these people, big clients that need your stuff. Like that is one of the best things that you can do when it's slow is you can land these massive clients. You can go there in person if you want, right? And you can pitch them on services, get familiar with your pricing, right? And throughout this process, you kind of figure out how much you want to charge. Dude, how much would you charge to mow a lawn? Probably depends on the size of the lawn, right? Let's say the average lawn, you charge $100, right? So you go there, kind of come up with a number out of thin air, and that's just how it is. Like that is the truth about business. At times, you're not going to know everything. That's completely okay, but that's the risk you play when you step in this arena. Is you look stupid at times, but as you keep going, falling down, scraping your knees, you learn, you get better. That's how you kind of come up with pricing. And it depends on your industry, dude. You can ask ChatGPT if you really want. That's another way. But doing cold outreach to these big clients, landing them on retainers, and then as leads come in to that number that you set up, your business phone number, you can answer those, you can close them, and then you call your, boy or girl that you hired, you dispatch them to the job. Right? It's relatively straightforward. I know it seems crazy. It seems far-fetched, but it's simple. In House Call Pro, there's a lot of tools there where you can actually track, the person you're dispatching, right? You can actually track, where they're at, when they're going to be there, that sort of stuff. And this is the basics. This is a 30,000 foot view, right? And as you do this, stuff's going to break. You're going to run into issues, but at the same time, you're going to learn, you're going to get better. And I promise you, I've done a good chunk of things in this world. This one's pretty freaking good. Pretty freaking good. So if you have questions, concerns, cries of outrage, whatever it is, leave it in the comments below. I'll do everything I can to get back to you. And as always, stay focused, stay committed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.